Hello everyone, Adam Jackson here today, and today I'm going to be making a new game which is called Scratch Wars. Basically, this game consists of 3 screens, one screen that has a production, one screen that is the use of those produced materials, and another screen that is where you actually use the things you make to fight. It is a war game, and excuse me. I'm just gonna get started by making a list here. Notifications. Did I spell that right? I think so. And basically, I'm gonna have a notification system, as there's gonna be like scrolling notifications, and I'm also gonna have to make a few buttons in the top right corner. So I'll get started on those here. So you convert this to vector. I always like working with vector more than bitmap, personally. Not quite sure. I just like the feel of it more. Let's see, that's not good. Zoom in a little. What about this kind of size? Wow, I'm not good at estimating my sizes. So let's move this, excuse me. I'm going to move this in here. And I'm probably going to want to fill this with white. And then there'll be some text in here. There's going to be a buy. Whoops. I'm going to make that black. Go over to our select tool. Drag this in. Probably going to want to make this a bit bigger. And then stick this in here. Here's a tip for you. Things look different in here than they do out on the stage. And you always want to make sure things look good on the stage, even if they don't look good in the drawing menu. Because you see how over here this is shifted over real far, but in here it looks very centered. So you kind of just got to play around with it and figure out what's the best for you. So I'm just gonna make it a bit bigger. And again, always make sure you look at how it looks on the stage, not on here. So this is just going to go up in the top right corner here. And let's see, while I'm at it, I'll make another one. Call that one buy. And this one we'll call sell. And basically, all I have to do is go over to my text tool, and I can just type in sell here and move it around. And that should be good for that. Let's see. I'm gonna try and get this up just a bit more. Doing this, changing it in here is kind of nice when you have to place things, but you don't want to have to put it in the work area. So that's just another little tip for you. Oh. Then you can always put the negative sign in front of it to bring it down. I'll make them like that. And I'm actually going to need to lift this one up, because it's not completely touching the top, and I want it to. Oh, that's a little too far. So we'll go -1, and then we'll move this up 1 or 2 just so it matches that. And you will notice that these here do reset whenever you refresh it by putting an item back in. So, you know, it's nice for a quick change. This, I'm just gonna drag up here a little more. And, I don't know if I remember correctly. No, I don't. Okay. So I'm gonna do a little coding off camera, and I'll come back when I have something interesting to show. Okay, so I'm gonna do some coding now, guys. Basically, I need there to be a infinite amount of, like, all of these 3 different types of items. So I'm gonna start with the town. This is going to produce people for you to make soldiers out of, and construction workers or whatever. So I need it to be that when it starts as a clone, and I'm gonna have to test a little of this. Can clones change size? Now I don't know everything, so I'm just gonna say create a clone of myself. There's a clone there, and I'm gonna say when I start as a clone, make a new variable. I'm gonna say size. And so, let's see, I'm going to just stop and clear. Clicking stop, by the way, will clear all the clones on the board. So I'm going to say when I start as a clone, I'm going to forever, and forever, I'm going to set my size, set, where is it? Can't find it. Yeah, there we go. Set size to 100%. But I'm going to say set size to size. So let's create a clone. And basically, yeah, looks like that's working. Wow, that's good. Okay, so then what's going to happen is this variable will be up here, and then the player, depending on how many of these they have, can change the size of them just by doing this scroll bar. And if I go into here, it takes a minute to load because I'm doing screen capture. Yeah, they can still scroll, so they can change the size of this. And that's right, I can't move that. They can change the size. That way they can, if they have a lot, they can do that. So yeah, that's really nice. So I'm just gonna stop that, and then I'm gonna have another script that says when I start as a clone, and it's gonna be a forever loop. Where, yeah, I guess it has to. Sensing. No. So we're gonna have to do an and. This is kind of a roundabout way of detecting if the mouse is clicking. So what I can do is I can say if touching mouse pointer and mouse down, let's see, where is that one? I can, where is it? Yeah, here. And then that'll cause it to work. So if I create a clone, we can just say, so this is still working, and I can just say, just to give us some output, go to, no, yeah, change x by 10. So I can say, yeah, see? Now the size is very small, so I can increase this a little. And this isn't actually what it's going to do. That's just an example to show you how that works. So I'm going to be coding a little more, and I'm going to do the actual code for this. And I'll come back when that's... Okay, guys, so I'm back. I've decided that I'm going to do things a little differently than I originally thought I was going to do them. Oh, where'd that go? Okay, so let me show this, and then I'll show you what I've decided to do. So I'm going to say create a clone of myself, and I have this script here that says if the screen variable equals 1, then you're going to show the copy. So if I set screen to 1, now you can see it, and if I set screen to 0, it goes away, but it's still there because if I change it again, it's there. So it's just a way of doing that. And I removed the sell button. I'm not going to do any selling. I just thought that was better. Makes it simpler. I did change the size of the notifications thing up here. And basically, all these are going to be just a visual way of seeing how many people you're getting per thing. So, like, I have a variable here called farm count, and then this is set to, when I start as a clone, I'm going to change farm count by 1. So if we look, farm count equals 5, just because I've been doing some testing. So I'm going to make this, that's farm count, and then I'm going to make a variable that's called town count, and then I'll make a variable that's called mine count. And when I capitalize the second word, that's just it's just a coding thing that people do sometimes. I just think it looks kind of cool for some variables when you have multiple words. So I'm going to change this to town count. And I'm also going to say that when the flag is clicked, we're going to set, because this is the town sprite, we're going to set town count to 0. Therefore, yeah, so then forever, now I gotta implement the buying system. So I'm going to make it so that when this sprite is clicked, we can ask, what do you want to buy? That doesn't need to be capitalized. So what do you want to buy? And then I don't even have to do this. So I can just make a few messages, and then I can put if answer equals, and this will wait until it gets an answer to run the rest of the scripts, because it says and wait right here. Just save whenever you can. It does save automatically, but it's nice to save, especially when you're making a lot of changes. Back on track. So if answer equals, I gotta put the answer variable in here. These are some built-in variables. You can actually see the answer there. There's nothing now. But if answer equals town, and capitalization does not matter, it doesn't detect capitalization, I can broadcast, and I'm going to make a new message, by town. And then I'm just going to duplicate this twice. Say if answer equals farm, then I'm going to make a new message that says by farm. See what I'm getting at? And then I can make one that says mine, and when that's done, I can make a new message that says by mine, and then I go into each one of these. These don't have their scripts yet because I'm just going to copy it, but I can say when I get the broadcast by town, create a clone of myself. But it's a little more complicated than that. I'm going to have this hide at the beginning, that way you can't actually see this. So I'm going to say, here I'm going to say, let's go to motion, and I'm going to say, just go to, I don't really want to say 0, 0. So what about x80-ish, y negative 70, x80, y negative 70, x80, whoops, x80, y negative 70, and then I'm going to very quickly show, create a clone, and then hide. Oh, wait. I did not see that. I forgot. You can actually create a clone of another sprite from somewhere else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say go to, at the beginning, hide and go there. 1 second, I gotta think of that. Okay, no, I was wrong. You have to do it this way because I have to do the show and hide. Because I don't want this being shown all the time. So show and hide. And yeah, that's basically all there is to it. One more thing I need to do with this is that I need to say if, so in all of this, if screen equals, 1 second, sorry about that. So as I was saying, I'm going to do this because this buy button is going to be here for 2 if not 3 of the screens, with 3 is all of them, I think. So all I need to put is if screen equals 1, because this is going to be the first screen. So if screen equals 1, and I'm going to set screen to 1. Whoops. Wrong one. Then, if answer equals ... or ... 10 farm or mine, then it'll broadcast that, and, it'll happen. And that's pretty much all there is to this. I'm probably going to make an animation of something going from like here to a variable or here to the notifications. I'll make some kind of animation because I enjoy doing that. Possibly. Well, yeah, I'm kind of thinking out loud. But that's part of programming. I don't think I am because it's going to be kind of hard to code and I want to keep it simple. I know I'm taking a lot of shortcuts, but I like producing more projects that are okay quality than like a few projects that are very, very high quality. And I do see some high quality projects, but everyone has their preferences, and I just like to get my games working. And I like working on a lot of different projects. So yeah, my computer's frozen. Okay, that was weird. My mouse was not working for some reason. Yep, there we go. Okay, now it's working. Anyway, I think that's all the programming I'm going to be doing for today. So, yeah, we've got, basically, all I have to do is do that, and click on this, and if I buy a town, it's got a little town cloned. I can change the size, and town count should say 1. So, yeah, we've got a completely operational system here. And to end off the episode, I'm going to duplicate these scripts to each of these. And all I have to do is change the variables. And sometimes, depending on what project you're working on, you may need to change positions and other things. But for this, I can just, well, that's kind of disappointing. I didn't really want that. That's better. So now I can change, basically all I have to do is change this to by farm, this to farm count, this to farm count, and that's it. And I'll do the same for mine. I'll move this over here, this over here, this over here, and just try that. Sure. And then this is, oh, yeah, this is going to be by mine. And then this will be mine count. And mine count. And yeah, that's it. So I'll be back later. I'll either work on this project or another project. I have some other projects I'm working on. I started a new project called Battle of the Cells, which is going to be a very simple code. I'm going to try and keep it very simple, but still make it a fairly, a mediumly good game, like medium difficulty. But yeah, and then I've also got VCM Attack, which I'm going to work on more in another episode too, and I'll talk more about that to you later. And Jackson OS is the other one I'll probably be working on camera. So those are my 4 projects. The rest of these are all other projects that I'm looking at working on, ones I've shared. You can tell if its project is shared by if it has all this little stuff over here, and that'll show you how many views it has. And I'm pretty sure that views are counted by computer. I actually have a few stars and stuff on that. That's kind of cool. So yeah, that's about it for today.